one of the principles I work off a bit is momentum over margin. I wasn't a chippy by trade. I came through the business route of building. Business is my thing. That's what I feel I'm gifted at, and leading people and encouraging people. So let's do our best to impact as many people as possible in that time. It's a much nicer business to run when it's an engine that you can depend on and your clients can depend on, and then you can sleep well at night, your clients can sleep well at night. Everything has to be kind of scheduled and be able to be programmed. Otherwise, it's chaos, and business doesn't thrive in chaos. Business thrives off systems. I stand by it's about the team that you build.
Right.
And I never want to be the smartest person in a room. One of the things we wanted with the Pilgrim brand is for it to be higher end but still accessible to people. I just figure you may as well give it a crack, eh? Like if you're capable of doing it, then just build a great team that are passionate about what they do.
Welcome back to another episode of the Made to Build podcast, powered by the HIA. Today we're talking to another great mind in the building industry.
Yep.
Can you tell us more?
Absolutely. So today we're talking to Caleb Adams from Pilgrim Homes.
Yep.
And Caleb, welcome to Made to Build. The thing I love about your story is that you actually started your business and you already had 5 clients waving their checkbooks at you.
Yes.
How did you do that?
Well, it wasn't exactly waving their checkbooks at me.
Okay.
But the one of the principles I work off a bit is momentum over margin.
Okay.
And that's all about creating early momentum in any business model. But the principle there is that in any business is going to thrive off revenue, and without revenue, a business isn't really a business at all. So initially when I started the business, I knew it was critical that we get sales in the door and we don't spend 6 or 12 months planning around the concepts of what the business is going to look like, but get sales and revenue in the door as soon as possible.
Okay. How did that look practically?
Practically, it looked like creating a brand and creating a set of plans. And then, from there, we went out to market the brand through referral networks. And then, we got going.
So for context, you haven't gone the traditional route of going and being a carpenter, then starting up doing smaller jobs, then working into bigger jobs. You've gone and looked at it, okay, I'm going to create a brand, and we're going to build a company off of that brand.
That's correct, yes. Yep. So I wasn't a chippy by trade. I came through the business route of building.
Yeah.
So I was working for a builder as a general manager, which was a fantastic opportunity to learn the systems and the operational side of running a building company.
Yep.
And then, from there, I always had a dream of building luxury homes. Previously, I was in the volume building space. Yeah.
So you've taken that idea, then gone and created this brand. How's that evolved into what you're doing now?
Yeah, so Pilgrim started, we've been going for 5 years now, and Pilgrim started originally with the idea of building luxury homes. We started the business in Brisbane at a time when there wasn't many great luxury builders operating in Brisbane. We really felt that having a powerful brand and design focus was a solution that the market needed in Southeast Queensland.
So would you say you're filling a void in Southeast Queensland where there wasn't that many luxury builders?
Yes, that's exactly right. When we first kicked off, I was living in Melbourne for 10 years building homes there, and there was a really high level of design happening in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Coming back to Southeast Queensland, when we moved back, there was, just seemed like a real gap there. There wasn't many good branded, systemised luxury builders operating. And we felt that there was a real need there to provide a good solution for clients.
In terms of building a luxury brand for custom builders, what are some of the components that builders really need to focus on in order to actually pull together an offering to the marketplace that says, hey, we can build a home for you that's not just comfortable, it's a luxury execution as to what we're going to do?
Yeah, I think in the custom building market, it's a space that's dominated by people that have come from being carpenters to always wanting to be a builder. So they start their building company with no real focus on the systems and operational side of running a business first.
Yep.
That builds houses, and that's one of the things I'll say to people all the time, that I'm first a business person and second a builder.
Yep.
I'm a licensed builder. try and keep me away from the tools though, because I'm not particularly skilled at them. I've got two left hands.
We all play to our strengths. It's okay.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So, but the main thing there is that a building company is a very complex business to run.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to run it effectively, you need to be astute at running a business. And running a business is about systems and processes that are put in place to create replicable results.
Mm.
So in the custom building space, it's predominantly occupied by people that have come off the tools and then they're having a crack at running a building company. They may be fantastic on the tools and fantastic on site, but that heavy focus on the systems and the processes and then creating a brand that's going to appeal to people. Yep. One of the things I said earlier is around creating momentum in the sales arm of the business. The reason why we focus on that is the momentum and the resource of the business is what enables us to focus on improving the business.
Mm-hmm.
So without a heavy focus on improving the business, all we're going to have is a business owner that is all the time on the tools, scrambling, wearing too many hats, and just trying to build these houses with clients nagging at them and subbies nagging at them and deadlines pushing out and all of those challenges that small building companies face. The only way to get out of that is through creating resource around the business, cash flow, and that is created through momentum, which is built by the sales engine of the business.
Got it.
When you say improving a business, do you mean profit, better product? What does that come down to you as a business person first and foremost?
Improving the business. So one of the challenges that small builders face is they're wearing all of the hats, right? And that's one of the reasons why small builders will never find it really hard to evolve and eventually get to the point that they're off the tools and they're focusing on improving the business. Improving the business is systems and processes that create efficiency. So, yeah.
Which in turn creates profit.
Yeah, it creates profit for sure, definitely, and creates momentum in the business.
Just on that subject of systems, I'm just wondering if you were to identify not one, but probably two or three key systems that you needed to implement in order to get that machine running, what would they be?
Yeah, good question. I look at our building company like it's a, for lack of a better term, sausage factory or a factory. Let's call it just a factory. It could be a cup factory. But it's a factory that starts at a certain point and ends at a certain point. So when you look at a building company like an engine, the first point is a lead being generated. Then from there, you move to meeting with the clients, converting the lead. For us, it's designing the house, moving through to a contract. From there, it's into pre-construction. Then it's on-site in construction, all the way to handover and into maintenance.
Yep.
That, at a high level, is the engine of running a building company. So if we're looking at improving it, the way I look at it in my role now as managing director, CEO, is zooming out and looking at how is that engine running overall and where are the gaps that we need to tighten up to get it running smoothly. And at any point in time, it might be we're not generating enough leads, or the design arm of our business isn't functioning effectively. We're not nailing the design. We're not designing to budget. We're not getting clients through that process quick enough. So from a systems perspective, there's the IT side of it, which for us is we run data build and build a trend, and obviously Xero for our accounting, and there's a few other systems in there that make that run.
For people who don't know, what are those programs?
Yeah, so data build is our estimating and takeoff software. It's a very functional piece of software. You would know about estimating programs.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, so that's where we do our takeoffs and purchase orders out of.
Yeah.
And Build a Trend is our scheduling and project management software. So that's what allows us at any time to know exactly what's happening on site. Every single job is scheduled out, and those schedules are updated daily. The supervisors are doing their daily logs every day. Yeah.
So had you implemented that from the first day when you started this company?
Yeah, definitely.
So that wasn't a learning curve where you did things traditionally, then moved into that tech?
No. So again, the system side of running a building company, everything has to be kind of scheduled and be able to be programmed. Otherwise, it's chaos, and business doesn't thrive in chaos. Business thrives off systems.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we talk about is we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So if something's not operating effectively, we don't look at the symptom of it. We have to address the symptom, but we look at the system. Where has something gone wrong that has resulted in that outcome? The outcome needs to be fixed, obviously, but there's something there in the system that isn't operating effectively.
Does that come back to the people that you hire?
Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
How do you find people that fit your system?
Pilgrim definitely isn't for everyone. One of the things that's important to us is integrity is obviously really critical to it, but also people that have a growth mindset. If people want to be stuck in their ways and be a know-it-all in whatever their area is, then they're probably not going to be the best fit for us. We're big problem solvers. So we pull rabbits out of hats pretty consistently. One of the things I'm known for is being a bit unreasonable at times. But that's...
Why is that?
Well, I think if we're all reasonable all the time, then we get mediocre results all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But being unreasonable enables us to do the impossible.
Does that mean you're uncompromising in your quality that you want, or the service you get out of your staff? What does that come down to?
Yeah, so I mean, the culture is important. If you're unreasonable all the time, then you're going to burn your team out, right? So that is in order to create a workplace where people want to stay, there has to be the balance there where people are feeling fulfilled in their roles, but also we get to celebrate these crazy wins together because we're doing things that people would say are impossible. And a big part of Pilgrim's growth can be attributed to that growth mindset, the big vision, and we're doing some really cool stuff together.
I saw on your Instagram you had a video clip there saying if you think back to any problem that you've had, you can always find a solution or something like that.
That's right.
What was it?
Yeah, it's one of the things I talk to the team about it quite a bit. When we face big problems, our first nature, human nature, is to freak out and stress and all of that. But I think steadying yourselves and I encourage the guys, like, tell me a problem you've never been able to solve, and people will kind of pause and think back through different scenarios, but no one can ever think of a problem that they haven't been able to solve. I don't know. Do you have any problems?
Well, what's the old expression? Why not have a cup of tea? Something goes terribly wrong, sit down and have a cup of tea.
Yeah, right.
Or a beer. So it's but you're absolutely right. You can't let the problem intimidate you into inaction or panic.
There's a solution to every problem.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of finding it.
I just wanted to ask you a little bit about scaling. I know the often for small builders when they're going from that stage, let's say they're going from, I don't know, 2 million and their goal is to grow to a $6 million turnover. One of the things that I often hear builders say is, I'm going to scale up. And when I unpack that with them, they will talk about getting more people. They'll talk about getting more utes on the road. They'll talk about getting more customers and growing all of those kinds of numbers or those kinds of metrics. How would you feel if I put it to you that the best way to scale is if you just focus solely on scaling your profit and let everything else go by the wayside?
Scaling your profit, as in pushing your margins up?
Yeah. So really, if you're going to scale your business, you focus only on doing things that you will know give you a high probability of optimizing your profit. So that may not be more utes on the road. It may not be more people. It may not be more staff. It might be putting up your prices.
Mm.
It might be introducing some of the technology that you were talking about earlier to draw down your costs, to pull back your costs a bit. In your exposure to scaling, what has been your take on all of that sort of thing?
Yeah, I work a lot with smaller, small building companies, just kind of mentoring and helping them out. It's something I'm really passionate about, because running a building company is really flipping hard.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing that, I get exposure to different models of building companies, where someone might be on the tools building 2 or 3 houses a year, and someone might be running a renovation company where their average contract might be 600,000 and they're doing 10 of those a year, so they're doing 6 million. Or might be like us, we'll build 15 luxury homes this year. And it's fascinating to see the different economic engine of each of those building companies.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, running a building company profitably is a very challenging thing to do consistently over time. And to all the listeners out there, the guys that have, fancy Instagrams and all of that stuff going on that look like they're doing well, this is, I guess, an encouragement to everyone that keep at it. And it's not always as glamorous as it seems if you feel like you're sitting there in the trenches grinding through it and not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that those people I just described is the bulk of building companies out there.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, the actual financial model of your building company and modeling that out is a critical process for any builder running a successful building company. So that means taking a step back and modeling out, if you sell 5 this year at X profit margin and you're carrying these overheads, what spits out on the other side of it? The answer to that for most people, when you actually look at it that way, is you don't really have a business. You've got an okay paying job.
Yeah, you're scaling dysfunction.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. So some of the most profitable building companies I've seen from a margin perspective are actually the really small ones, where they're doing 2 or 3 jobs a year. But the challenge with that also is it's pretty hard for you to ever have a proper business.
Yep.
You've got a really high paying job that demands you to do everything because you don't have resource around you. So because of that, I'm convinced, everyone take it with a grain of salt, but there's 2 options in running a building company. You're either small or you're big. And because of the overhead model that it takes, especially in custom building, it's such a complex business to run that requires so many resources around. That's kind of where
Where do you fall into that? Because you said 15 luxury homes a year.
Yeah.
It's not small, but it's not big.
It's not big, yeah. So I mean, Pilgrim's only 5 years in. We've been building houses now for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And we're just about to build our 50th custom luxury home. So it's decent numbers, but we're on a scaling journey. Like we haven't made it yet. we're kind of midway through that journey. I see Pilgrim getting to around the 25 to 30 mark in the custom space.
Yep.
And then on top of that, I'm in the process of launching another business which is going to sit between the volume builders and custom building, which is pre-designed higher end homes, and that business will be a bit more scalable. Just to even it out. And
people may be looking at it like, okay, you've been building homes for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
It's not very long at all.
Mm-hmm.
Why go into this now?
Go into
Into this new venture?
Because I've modelled it out and I can see the future.
Yeah.
And my vision is greater than just building 15 homes a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So what's the expression? I think there's an expression that is something along the lines of a business will never grow beyond its leader's vision.
Mm.
So when you talk about business vision, what is the vision that you have for that business?
Yeah, but my vision is to build a large group of companies that has a positive impact on as many people as possible in this lifetime that I've got.
Okay.
So one
So
of
the
the
clock's
things,
ticking.
the clock is ticking, mate, for all of us. But like I see time as our most valuable resource that any of us have. The truth is that money and success and all of those things, it's not particularly satisfying. Like we've had years where we've made a lot of money and years where we've lost a lot of money. And I can't say I felt more fulfilled in either of those years. Like each of those years had highs and lows and had challenges, but I genuinely believe the richness of life is in the journey and in the moments and in the relationships in the here and now. But because life is so short and we've got such a limited time, it's our most valuable resource. Let's give it a crack. Let's see what we can do with it. And business is my thing. That's what I feel I'm gifted at. And leading people and encouraging people. So let's do our best to impact as many people as possible in that time.
From the business perspective, why are you creating another company that does higher end luxury homes and not just doing it all through your one?
The reason for that is the Pilgrim brand is associated with high end custom luxury. And this was something we kind of weighed up. Should it be Chapter Homes by Pilgrim? But we ended up making a decision that Chapter Homes would be a different business unit in order to protect the brand of both of them. The Chapter range is a lot more focused on the systemized side of building. It's a lot more. It's more affordable and accessible to a broader market. And in order to protect both of those brands and allow both of those brands to communicate effectively to their markets, we've kind of made them separate.
So I understand you went through a rebrand and you saw a value jump as a result of that rebranding. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, when we're talking earlier about margins in different models, I found when we first launched Pilgrim, we were hitting the kind of 700 to 900K contract value space. What I found is quite a bit of that market, early days when we had limited resource and people around, like it was predominantly me and one other person, the resource requirement for that market space, which was relatively low margin and a lot of people, for want of a better phrase, with kind of champagne taste on a beer budget, it was a very challenging market to service.
These were new builds.
New builds, yeah. So after kind of working through that market for 12, 18 months, we made the decision to actually go after higher margin builds, and we decided to elevate the brand. So it's always been Pilgrim, but we went through a complete rebranding process and changed it to Pilgrim Luxury Homes. And through that strategy, went and networked with a range of architects, and we were able to increase our average contract value from about 800 to 1.7, and with pretty much the same team. So it was an effective strategy for sure.
You've tapped into something that's dear to my heart, the conversation with architects. How did you open up that conversation with them?
That's just pounding the pavement. Just building trust and relationship. Architects are quite protective of their clients, rightfully so, and they've often got established relationships with a range of builders. But getting your foot in the door there is just putting the time into just knocking on doors and having coffees with people, and eventually you'll get a go. And then from there, it's making sure you deliver, treat their clients well, and then they'll keep referring you business.
When we talk about some of the rebranding that you did, so the luxury homes or the Pilgrim Luxury Homes, what were some of the branding levers that you pulled?
So one of the things we wanted with the Pilgrim brand is for it to be higher end but still accessible to people. We didn't see ourselves as a Gucci or a Louis Vuitton up there. We wanted to be, we've got design, we've got style, we're passionate about what we do, but we're real people. So the levers, I guess, there are working with a great designer, who was who worked with us to design a brand that we wanted it to be timeless, but still have a refined, kind of sophisticated feel to it. So we changed all of our colouring back to more neutral colours, like the charcoals, blacks, whites. Refined, like technically just redid the logo, redid all of our language, our website, presented as much more sophisticated, higher end.
And in the way that you communicated with the marketplace, when you talk about the language, I imagine that the way that you described your services also evolved quite a bit.
Yeah, and it's amazing just changing from Pilgrim to Pilgrim Luxury Homes.
Really?
Like I stayed away from the word luxury for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's got connotations. It's a bit cliche.
Yeah.
But if you can present it in a way, one of the key things with the brand is everything has to align in brand communication for people to trust it. Yep. I'm fascinated by how people can position themselves differently to hit different markets based on their revenue model of their building company. Yep. For example, if you're a renovation company doing renos that are average 30K, you're just doing kitchens and bathrooms, you're going to present completely differently to the market than how a high-end custom builder is going to present. But the consistency throughout, that anytime people are interacting or touching your brand, they're going to get the same feeling out of it, which builds trust over time.
There would be quite a few builders who would be listening to this who, and I think every builder's gone through this journey, where you sort of say, okay, how is it that we're going to maintain our income, win the work, and be okay from a business perspective, be successful? That often finishes up becoming the builder taking on any kind of work.
Sure.
Sort of saying, yep, we'll do renovations, we'll do new builds, we'll do commercial work, we'll do whatever it is that we do.
Sure.
What would you say to those builders who are actually playing in multiple spaces? Like,
I would say pick your lane and focus on it.
Yeah. So become good at it.
Yeah, and we've you learn from those scenarios as well, where you take on work and then afterwards you realise, man, we probably shouldn't have done that. One of the things I would say is don't say no too many times, because it's in the yeses that you learn a bunch. Like every single time you say a yes, even though, and this contradicts my answer to your question, but for example, we have built duplexes. We've built 5-bedroom rooming houses for 500K. We've built single-story houses in a region that was way outside of where we should have been building. So early days, it's okay, but make sure you don't stay there.
Yeah.
As in
learn from it.
Learn from it. Learn from it. Get some momentum. Get some runs on the board. But as quickly as possible, hone in on your model and go after that. We still get asked every week to do renovations, and we're at a size now where we could do it. But from a focus perspective, we're just getting started on custom luxury building.
Got it.
We're 5 years in, but we're just getting started
so
on that.
So it takes a lot of willpower to say no to that as a business owner.
Yeah. But often I find the saying yes to that comes out of an insecurity of where's your future work going to come from. Now that's a different problem, right? That's a system problem again around how are you generating leads, and rather than saying yes to that other work and kind of giving into that insecurity or fear, go and place your focus there and build your lead funnels. Get that side of it cranking. You won't have to worry about that stuff. It's an easy yes when you've got security there.
Were there key learning moments that taught you that?
Taught me which part, sorry, mate?
To stay in your lane, to hone in on your product like you've done now.
Yeah. I think realizing that every time, although we're learning something from it, every time it's a new system that we have to develop in order to build that type of product. And if when you're doing something you're not particularly good at, one of the things we've done a lot is
the market gives you feedback.
The market gives you feedback.
Is that the polite way of putting it?
But also your sleep gives you feedback.
Lack of,
because you don't sleep well. And you're stressed, and you're not nice to be around, and you're not good for your team, and like all of those things. It's a much nicer business to run when it's an engine that you can depend on and your clients can depend on. And then you can sleep well at night, your clients can sleep well at night.
So has that helped lift up your culture within your team?
Yeah, for sure. Because we know what we do and we know what we're really good at.
Yeah.
And we're just evolving the business now, right, to add in this other business arm. And there's going to be some learnings there, but we're doing that out of strength rather than out of just a whim of an opportunity.
What's your staff setup like?
We've got 12 people on the team at the moment.
Yep.
That's about to grow. It'll probably double over the next 12 or 18 months, I'd say.
With the new venture?
With the new venture, yeah. One of the things I was going to say, just to answer the question before around variety of different things that you're doing, we did developments for a number of years. We do joint ventures, knockdown rebuilds, subdivisions, that type of thing. You can make some great money out of doing that, but that, in my opinion, is a whole different business model as well.
Absolutely.
So running a development business for everyone out there, everyone thinks it's a dream of you're not building for clients, you're just doing it for yourself. But to run a business that is both building for clients and doing your own developments, it's a different business model because you need to find the sites, you need to finance it, you need to design and develop and build the house, then you need to go all the way through to selling it. Hopefully it's profitable at the other end. You've got to manage your joint venture partners. There's a whole level of complexity there, even if it's just a simple knockdown rebuild. Again, there's some good money there, but there's also, you can also, do your...
Oh yeah, it's a completely different skill set. And if you think about the traditional pathway that builders go through, so starts off with typically an apprenticeship as a chippy, then you become a chippy, then you go, great, I'll become a builder. And all of a sudden when you make that transition from chippy to builder, you've got to learn a whole bunch of new skills. And it's about, learning how to do all the paperwork, run a business, the marketing, developing leads, all of those systems that you're talking about. But then when you go from builder to business owner, which is the next step, it's multiplied again, that learning curve. And then when you go from business owner to developer, it's multiplied again. So you've got this stepped journey that people go through. And there's a hell of a lot to learn there. It's and that's a positive thing as long as you've got a growth mindset.
Yep. Yeah, my advice to people is either be a developer or be a retail client-facing builder and get good at one of those. And then once you're nailing that and you've got a consistent track record and a system that can deliver consistent results, then look at the other one. Which is now, like when we're not doing development projects now for the next 18, 24 months, it is part of our longer term vision because there can be great margin in it. But for now, we're focusing on just dialing that engine in more and more and more of the building company.
Will there be a turning point when you go one way or the other? Or
we'll do both, mate. Yeah. There's some big vision there. Like I've said, it's a group of companies. We won't just do custom high end. We're going to do Pilgrim. We're going to do Chapter. We're going to do large scale developments. So we'll do townhouse projects and land subdivisions and a couple of other models there. We've got the Pilgrim Foundation to unpack, which is building homes, affordable housing and homes for people in need. And
that's awesome.
Yeah,
mate,
really
it's a
everything.
big vision. It's a huge vision.
Yeah, I just figure you may as well give it a crack, eh? Like if you're capable of doing it, then just build a great team that are passionate about what they do.
When you're looking for people that you're recruiting, so you touched on before, a growth mindset. So you really need people who have got the gas in the tank to go for it. But how do you balance burnout with that kind of thing? Like, do you because it's a real juggling with people? It's always a juggling act.
I want to be clear. We don't have a hustle culture at Pilgrim. We work hard and we're passionate about what we do, but we also hold ourselves accountable. And if something goes wrong, we are never pointing the finger at anyone. We're looking at the system, like I said earlier. But it's a very encouraging environment and it's a safe place. So it's safe to make mistakes. It's safe to learn. Our average age in the team would be probably late 20s, I'd say. But I would much prefer grabbing someone on my team who's got a bit of experience and just that right attitude and value system about them than getting someone who's experienced and knows everything.
Yeah. What's the expression? Recruit for attitude, not skills.
Yeah, 100% believe in that. And I've had both.
Yep.
I think I may have said it before, but I've hired and fired a lot of people. But and I'm trying to get better at recruiting. Interviewing people is really hard because people always put their best foot forward.
Yes.
But you don't know someone until, minimum 6 months.
Yeah.
But people will, soon enough they'll show whether they want to be part of the team and part of the culture, and they want to be vulnerable and they want to learn and grow with the team, or if they want to stay stuck in their ways. And
Looking at it from that perspective, is that why you hire younger people?
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah, for
More
sure.
of a growth
But
mindset.
you do need experience. I've got a general manager that's part of the team now who was a national construction manager, looking after some of Australia's largest builders.
Yeah.
So I brought him into the team to help us scale to the next stage. And he's a really key part of the business long term. My construction manager is early 30s, but he was younger but really sharp guy, great work ethic. But over time, I think you need to add some maturity into the team as long as they're going to fit within that culture.
All right.
Should we play our game?
I reckon so. I think so. Let's.
It's a
let's
bit
put
serious,
Caleb,
boys. Let's have some fun.
Put Caleb under the hammer.
All right.
So
what do I do? I'm
choose
not really,
a hammer, any hammer. Well,
You're
actually,
gonna pick
don't.
3 out of the 4.
Not
Yeah.
really sure.
3
No,
out of the 4.
I don't know if you should do that one, mate.
Not that one.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna go
I don't
for
know. You're on your own there.
All right. What's your top tip for a stress-free site? Well, I try and avoid site as much as possible. Funnily enough,
That's a great answer. Don't let the boss near site.
top tip for a stress-free site. Oh my goodness. I reckon in total, this is going to offend a lot of people, but I reckon I've spent a total of 15 days on site in my entire life.
Okay.
I have intentionally, I go there a bit every now and again to get a vibe on how things are running.
Yep.
And to take some footage for social media, but but apart from that, it's our systems that tell us whether we're doing good or not.
There would be builders listening to this going, how the hell
How
can this guy not spend more time on site and actually achieve
this
a good outcome?
Young punk who hasn't put the time into learning the trade and all of that type of thing. But that's why I stand by it's about the team that you build.
Right.
And I never want to be the smartest person in a room.
Okay.
So I surround myself with construction people that are way smarter than me, and all the different areas of business experts.
Yep.
Because they will just know far more about whatever it is than I. I've learned over time to call bullshit and ask the tough. Excuse me, sorry, call bad, whatever.
This is the HIA. We don't swear here.
No
Stop
swearing. Anyway, that's my answer to I didn't answer the question, but is that all right?
No, that's good.
No,
That's
good
good. The answer to the question is the boss just doesn't go to site.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But we've got video footage and we've got builder trend that kind of tells us what's going on as well. Do you want me to pick up another one?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
All right. When was the last time you learnt something new? I feel like I'm always learning something new. Probably the serious answer is I'm definitely a constant student in everything, all things business and building and systems, and I learned something new in our conversation earlier about estimating and the client experience.
Yep.
But that's one of the things that's really core to our DNA is that we're always learning and evolving together. We've got a very humble environment. We're confident and courageous in who we are, but also exceptionally teachable on any topic. No one knows everything. So
You're open to new.
we're open to new. Yeah. It's
Yep.
core.
Yep.
Core and key to it. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Go one more.
One more. All
One
right.
more.
I was told to put these down quietly.
He's hammer shopping. He's picking up different
am
hammers
hammer
and choosing
shopping.
what he wants to. What
If you
question he
weren't
wants.
in building design, what career would you choose? I mentioned it earlier, but business and growth is Yeah, I'm passionate about it. I think business can do a lot of good for people. And if I wasn't in building, I would be in some other form of business, probably not for profit or something like that. Yeah,
Solving problems.
solving problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem can't be solved.
Mm.
As we've
Yes,
learnt.
yes,
Apparently.
exactly. So here's one. Let's say that if you lost everything tomorrow, so all this work that you've been putting into it, it all falls in a heap for whatever reason. What would you do to rebuild? What would be the first thing you'd do to rebuild?
I've seen a couple of close friends and family go through a business falling over. Is that the scenario we're talking about?
Yeah. Something catastrophic for the business.
And it is catastrophic, and it can be very very hurtful for people to walk through. Excruciating for people to walk through. The previous company I worked for, I was a general manager of, unfortunately went through that. Very large building company went through that process, and I'm still very good mates with the CEO, who was the CEO. So I wouldn't presume to go to know what it's like to feel that.
Yes.
So respectfully saying that, but to answer the question, what would I do? I would take a period to reset, and
Have a cup of tea.
Have a cup of tea
Yes.
for a couple of vinos, and I would. That's a great question. You'd need to get some funding behind you. So it'd be a matter of finding people that would trust you and be willing to back you.
Calling on the network.
Yeah, calling on the network. That'd be the first thing to do.
Yep.
And then I would probably focus on developments, to be honest. I would focus there. I would find profitable developments.
Quick wins.
Quick wins through joint ventures.
Yep.
Like the first 5 developments we did under Pilgrim were all joint ventures where we didn't put any money in. That's another part of the story I haven't had the chance to tell. We started Pilgrim 5 years ago with 120 grand in the bank.
Yep.
And it's a story I tell a bit, but I had 70 grand aside to pay myself a wage for my family. We had two young kids, and then we had 50 grand set aside to grow the business. And you can start something without much resource behind you, and then through development projects, we're able to get some money in, and get it going. So it's amazing what's possible without resource. And I think that's one of the things in business is people will kind of think of a mindset of they've got limited resource, therefore they can't grow. Whereas cash flow and capital is one of the problems that has to be solved in order to grow a business.
Yes.
And if your mindset is limited to what you have, and that's limiting your future growth, then that's not the mindset you need to grow something of significance.
Yep. I like it.
Perfect. Before we wrap,
Yes.
are there any proud moments you've had in your career that stand out amongst all others?
Yeah. I really try and think of we're just getting started. We're just about to build our 50th home. We're 5 years in. People from the outside would look at it like it's we're doing well, but I honestly feel like we're just getting started, mate. We're still I'm 36, 37. But we're just having fun. For us, it's success isn't about money and profit. That's part of it, but that's not the definition of success for us. It comes and goes, like I've said. So to answer your question, proud moments. We built some beautiful homes, and every time I had a moment last Friday where we poured the biggest slab we've ever poured. It's a suspended slab, and I got the whole team on site, and we just celebrated that moment.
Even you got to site.
I did get to site for
It was a moment, all right.
for some footage,
For some social media.
for some social media. But even that was a moment where I stood back and I thought, wow, this is amazing. Like the fact that we get to do this and the stuff that we've been through, and we're here today, and we're just getting started. Man, this is an honor. It's a privilege to be a part of. So
That's awesome.
Love it.
For people trying to find out more about you, where can they look you up? Where can they find you?
Instagram by pilgrim.co, our website, or LinkedIn, or they can come and find us.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you, guys.
Pleasure having you on.
Yeah,
Definitely
absolutely.
learned
Been great.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been an honour.
No, that's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Over to you, mate.
That was Made to Build, powered by the HIA. That was Caleb Adams from Pilgrim Homes. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.